guys could hear that. Hold on, I gotta fix that. There we go. Never heard this song. I have no idea what I'm listening to. This sounds so crazy. Okay, let's try something else. Let me try it. Please be quiet, Gunner. Ah, here we go. Here's something different for you. Wait. People stop. You're gonna end the call. You're gonna make it. No. Stop. Stop. No. No. No, you're getting no attention from me. Okay. All right. Okay. You have to listen. Thank you. We're good. Oh yeah, I've got some folks on. Yes. I don't know where my cell phone is. There we go. Ugh. Yes. Okay, I'll be right back. Sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Hey, y'all. Glad to see you, lovelies. Whew. All right. Hold on, y'all. My parents have decided they're going to be as loud as possible. Hold on. I got to find my phone. Yeah. Um, Hope you guys are enjoying the vibes. I get started in a few minutes. I just need to find my other phone real quick to go live on TikTok because I can't go live on this one. Yay! All right, we can get back on TikTok now. All right, you guys. I am excited for a range of updates today. I completely lost my phone, so I didn't get to set this up. I should have been able to. There we go. Okay, what is up? Hope you guys are enjoying the jams. Oh no, somebody laughed. Okay, you guys. So I think that for today, we're going to be focusing on really trying to just like make sure essentially that you all are going to have enough input in everything that is going to be happening over the next, couple of weeks. So I figured it would make the most sense to actually pause and give you guys a chance to give that feedback rather than just like, trucking on forward. I think a lot of times we end up just kind of not looking around and seeing what may be of like best interest to everybody. Um, we also end up kind of just not really taking stock of what may have been, like favorite thing, what may have been, something that could be useful moving forward, that maybe we should change moving forward, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I figured I figured this would be a good day to kind of just look into doing that. I don't know why. It's like things just do not want to cooperate today. Uh, Normally, I would have almost had this ready, but unfortunately, this is what this is what happens sometimes. Okay. Um, okay, I'm gonna pause this music. There we go. So, like I said before, I'm hoping that anybody that's on takes the time to be closer to their keyboards. So that way I can use this as an opportunity to really just see kind of where everybody's headspace is, and potentially to get some more input on kind of what we want to do coming up. I know that so far, one of the biggest parts of input that you guys had from last class was being able to schedule the movie night. So that has been put on the calendar. That is ready to go. That is next. No, not next. That's Thursday. And so we'll be kind of having, a good, we'll say, setting for us to really be able to look in depth at a few different aspects of, the movement that existed, that happened around the 1960s, whenever it came to the freedom of the Congolese people, the assassination of, the Congolese leader at the time, that was backed by the CIA, really orchestrated by the CIA, but they like to use the word backed, and all these different things that were really essential in not only setting forth new movements, but in being able to help build new movements as well. Okay, here we go, TikTok. Oh God, the sticker is so large. And it's not even in the right places. You guys, I've learned how to do so much stuff on here as of late. I am very impressed with myself, if I may say. Ooh. Okay, there it goes. Okay. There we go. So, I am really kind of, in general, looking forward to being able to see how much longer we're going to be having the semester, kind of what changes we might be looking to make. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to figure out why. Okay. I'm not supposed to be doing this outside. I'm supposed to be inside. But like I said, my parents told me to shut up when I asked them to be less loud. Okay. So, ooh. And then I can wipe my camera off. Oh, and of course. Okay. Oh my God. I feel like today is one of those days where things just kind of, they work really well one minute and then not at all the next. Okay, so as I said, let me know if you all on TikTok run into any problems. Gonna make sure this is clean. Gonna make sure you guys get a clean camera. Yes. Okay, so let me go ahead and get to sharing this. I'm not sure if there's a better way. Okay. Nope. Okay, that's okay. So I have this little thingy. Hi. Okay. Those of you on TikTok get to see me in the process of sharing my screen. Okay, cool. Can kind of put this over here and make this tiny. I know there's a way to make this thing go down, but I don't know how to do it. Aha. Wait, what? Okay, so this is what y'all are going to get to see. So as I said before, we have movie night coming up. Movie night is going to be Thursday and Friday. The film that we're going to be looking at is really brilliant. So it's Soundtrack de Coup d'Etat, and it is soundtrack of the movement. This is about, like I was saying, Patrice Lumumba, the Congo, some American musicians questions, and it's just haven't seen it yet, so with you guys for the first time, but I'm really excited because it's supposed to be just really brilliant. It's supposed to be really just something that's really awesome. It's 2.5 hours long. We'll be doing it in 2 days. That's why you all see on here that I have the first day as Thursday and then the second day as Friday. And then because you guys requested a post movie discussion, I have decided to do that. So we will have a movie discussion afterwards. I'll obviously put the link on like these platforms and stuff, like right before we go to the movie discussion, but it's also at the bottom, like right here in this tiny little corner. You don't need to go to it now because I'm trying some new encrypt meeting software that's free. I'm kind of excited about it. Seems pretty cool. And it is kind of interesting because you don't really like you schedule a meeting, but it's not in the traditional sense. You don't like put it like in the software on a calendar. There's no real login. It's interesting. So I'll send that out while we're on. You guys will get it and we'll have a little discussion. I'll be moderating. I've got to ask a couple of my other online creators if they would also like to moderate. And then, oh, my entire, ha 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 ha. There we go. Okay. Now, if you guys follow my stuff closely online, you know that a post of mine is going a lot of places, and it is about machetes versus. This was a question posed by one of my online mutuals that basically was asking why a lot of white leftists often will romanticize the guillotine. I'm sure many of you have seen guillotine earrings, guillotine purses, and there's nothing wrong with that, but why they prefer the guillotine over something like a machete. I don't know exactly where the initial part came from in her mind frame, but I know that for me, being able to take the conversation and move forward has been really, really great, along with the downsides of people reacting stupidly in life, people engaging without even realizing it in racism and things just by association of not being able to see the difference between these two tools and why we don't talk about other tools of revolution. People in the comments kept saying, what about AK-47s? What about Molotov cocktails? Yes, so much. We just don't ever get to talk about that. And for some reason, people, a lot of times, not for some reason, but due to Western education, a lot of people don't even know that there are other options. I had quite a few comments that were saying, I didn't even know a machete was an option. There are quite a few comments that say, you know, why haven't I heard about this before? I've only been told about this in this context, in that context. And there are so many others. I've been trying to myself write a little list, and I'll read you all the list so far of the weapons that I have so far, at least here, that are weapons of, you know, movements. Got the machete, the guillotine, obviously, Molotov cocktails, pikes and spears, torches, very specifically with certain Middle Eastern movements, bow and arrows, chains. There's a fascinating history of slavery where people that were enslaved, their chains would get broken, or they would just use their chains as is, and they would use them to attack their masters. We have the Kara / the Chris. It's like this really cool blade. We have the kukri, we have the jambia, we have the bolo, we have the sickle, which many of you are probably familiar with. We have the pesh, also called the kabs. We have the Bowie knife, and we have the assegai. There are so many, thank you. There's so many different tools. And this is just the list I have so far. I got to work on making sure there are pictures so people can understand it. But I'm really excited because it's really going to be just a good conversation. There are a lot of things. So I want people to recognize this. There have also been the conversations of people upset saying, why are you talking about these things? And obviously, you know, that's always going to happen. Nugget, can you please stop? Come here. You're barking. I'm already outside with all the noise. Thank you. Come here. Come sit down. Okay, now, like I said before, I want for this class to be a heavy input-based class. I want to check in. I want to see where you all are at and kind of see what you all are looking for coming up. So I have these little sticky note things that I learned how to do on Canva, which I think are so cute. And I want for y'all to send in the chats on wherever you're on, what looking forward to, or what do you want from the rest of the class. Questions I've been looking at is whether or not I want to end this formally as a semester in the next month, or seeing if we want to, you know, end it faster, so ended at this month, ended in May. Kind of looking also because I know some of you guys are also students in your regular life, and so some of you all have finals and things that are going to coincide with that. Stop it! So that's my first question is when, actually, and I can type that right there. When do you, is that the best way to phrase that? And we don't even have to do a formal end to the semester. I was going to try and share this where you guys can comment on it, but that's just right now. So please drop your responses in the chats, and that way I can add little sticky notes right myself, because again, I want to see if the semester ending kind of in this formalized or even informalized way is something you all want to look towards. When I did my Deconstructing Systematic Racism series for the first time, that I started in 2020 because of everything with the pandemic and people beginning to learn about the phrase defund the police, I decided to do a weekly breakdown class in between my own classes that I was also taking as an undergrad, looking to really make sure that people understood what was going on. And I just did it I did it every week until a certain point, and then obviously classes got busy, and then I would just randomly pop back in with them, but it wasn't necessarily an official style because people weren't getting actual certificates or those types of credits. Because this is a little bit different, and because this is different time period, I figured, it'll be, look, Nugget ready to get their hands dirty. Nuggets are always dirty. Nugget. Sorry, you guys, my sinuses are so I'm having a hard time talking. So that is my current question. When do you want the semester to end, if at all? Or what are you guys looking for in terms of structure? So if any of you guys are on, could please go to your chat functions and type in some questions. If you're watching this later on a rewatch, same thing. I'll still consider all of that, and it would be useful. Please stop. Please stop. Pickles, walk away. Don't you dare jump on the counter. Go. I swear. What are you all looking for in terms of semester starts, if at all? Oh God, sorry, my throat. All the pollen is just showing up. When do you want the semester to end, if at all? If you're new here and you have no idea what I'm talking about, it is also okay. You can still give me your opinion. Okay, I see this towards the end of May. Summer camp for kids. Okay. Somebody said, I have no idea. I still have to start the first semester. That's okay. Because this is my first time teaching this kind of in this format, I will still work with folks on getting credits, etc., because this has been new for me, so I know it's been new for you guys. Okay. Adding the semester would help add more structure. Don't know when will be good though. Okay. You just click S and then it does this little thingy. I'm so intrigued by it. Oh. Sorry, because of the way this thing's structured, I have to type with one hand. So. Okay. Okay. So asked about topics, how people with disability can contribute. Yes, I did. I'm going to put that on this page. So that's going to be the next one. But of course, if you have anything to say, always just drop it whenever it comes off your mind, because you might forget, just like I do. Okay. I really appreciate how you think of others, knowing they have finals and such. Thank you. I appreciate it. Very sweetly. Thank you. Any other bits of input on this? What's the name of the other platform for first semester? Oh, yeah. So the semester, let me add this. So the platform that I'm doing actual like grades on, sorry, you guys are about to see all my upload photos. Actually, wait, I think it's actually on here on my desktop somewhere. Sorry, those of you on TikTok, you get to see my screenshots. I screenshot a lot of things every single day. So, okay, let me go back here. Especially every time I find something like educational, screenshot. So I have a lot of stuff in here. The bad thing is I have a lot of stuff in here. And I'm still planning on sending actual individual feedback to folks for some things. So you guys will still be getting that at some point. Okay, I can put this back up here and there. So this is the class link. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad you're on Twitch. I'm really not used to using it, so I'm trying really hard to use it. So it's right here. So this is the link you can use. You can take a screenshot. I've emailed this out multiple times, so if you're on the email list, you should be seeing it. And what this looks like when you go on here. Hold on. I'm trying to think of how because I copy it from here, then I'm already in here. My brain is thinking. Okay, hold on. Because I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. Shut up! Please. Nobody listens to me. Okay, so hold on. I have to switch the share. I'm surprised I can't just like do this. Oh, yeah, I can just share a window. Lovely. That would be so much easier. Okay, so what happens right here whenever you go on Formative is you click on, it'll show join class, Ebular Intro Resistance. It's not very Delilah! It's not very fancy, but I like it. It works really well. And then you will sign up with Google, Cleaver, Microsoft, whatever. And then it'll pull up the assignments that are currently on there, and it'll give you the opportunity to submit your assignments, and it gives me the opportunity to grade them, and it all platform, which is really nice for progress. And in general, just being able to like everything in one place. So that is on there. This is the link. And it's easy to join. I realize you guys on TikTok may not be able to see it very well. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out the best way for you guys to see it. I mean, you guys, if anybody's on TikTok and needs it, just comment it on there so at least I know you need it, and then I'll find a way to copy and paste it in there. What are you doing? What? Where did it go? Why did it just get rid of the screen share? It just disappeared. Oh my God. Where is the screen share? Okay. I don't really understand. Also, I do have stuff on Patreon, but that's not personally. What is going on with this? I really despise the way that Patreon, like, has things listed, so to me, it was just way too complicated to try and show things. If you missed the email, please send me a DM so that way I can make sure that you're getting the emails. Hold on. I don't understand what this thing's problem is. It just, like, is disappearing this year. This has been the best software, so I really don't like to all of a sudden have problems. What is happening? I do not understand. Okay, hold on. Okay, while I'm trying to figure out how to get these sticky notes back up on here, I wanted for the next question to be, what do you all want / need more of to make your life in the class easier? I know I took screenshots of what people want and are looking for in the class, so I've got those on there, but you can repeat it. It's showing on Twitch. That's hilarious. It's not showing on, is it showing on YouTube, y'all? Am I like being crazy? That means I just can't see it, which is ironic. Hopefully you guys can see everything properly. I hope it's this and not like something random. Ooh. Okay, so now we're moving on to the part where I want to see what is going to help with you guys. Yes, it's showing. I'm sorry, TikTok. It's just not showing on TikTok for some. Actually, hold on. I can actually do it. Wait. Well, then you guys can't see my face. I don't under. Okay, I'm sorry, TikTok. It'll show back up eventually. Okay, so I wanted to see in general now what type of class feedback, what would make your lives easier as learners, different things that I can do to kind of help, or that being able to put the assignments in a visual place is definitely going to be one of them. But what else? Hey, Nikki, too. So this could be anything from the software, which I'm glad, to more regular emails. I am working on I'm trying to figure out the best emails, because what I've learned from looking at the opening times is sometimes people do not open them if they're sent on certain days of the week. Some days have high openings, low openings. Sometimes, like the ones I send right before class, if I send it like 2 hours before class, less people open it than if I send it right when class starts, which is interesting. I don't really understand why, but maybe it's the urgency, which is fine. But just anything and everything that you guys kind of have in your mind for feedback. So if you could just take a few minutes and think that out. I can put some light music on in the background while we do this, but I don't want it to be too big of a distraction. Actually, you know what? I'll put it on very gently. Or we can put on some lo-fi. Hold on. Lo-fi. Here we go. After the commercial is done. It's not going to be very loud. So the question is class feedback, really structural feedback, because we've already talked about dates and times. I think, you know, well, we haven't talked about times. Maybe times would be useful. First, I'll focus on this. So things that would make your lives easier. You wouldn't change anything. That's so sweet. Thank you, Leah. You're always an OG. Thank you. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. So I'm gonna have that. And whoever ended up, I don't remember who suggested the movie night first. It was like one of three of you. Because somebody on TikTok that had never been on before was like, "You always watch movies," and I was like, "No, but we can watch movies. I don't mind it." So I'm really looking forward to this Thursday, and it'll give you guys a chance to actually talk, like verbally. Obviously, I'm gonna have to make sure everything is well mediated, but I doubt it's going to be more than like 15 people, which is fine. Not a single problem with that. Sorry, we're still listening to commercials. I just realized. Hold on, you guys. Oh, they have a cafe morning volume. Okay, calming African melodies. That sounds chill. Okay, I'm assuming there's nothing else on this. You can always send it if you come up with it later. So I will move on to the upcoming classes. So if we're looking to end in May, let me pull up a little calendar. Okay, here's some facts. Yes. Yes. We're doing. Is there a way I can put a calendar in here? Hold on. I'm actually just going to pull up a literal calendar. Hold on. Ah! Okay. Now, don't mind the structure of how this is going to look because it's going to look. There we go. Like this way. Okay. The commercials were on Music app. You're fine. Okay, so I cannot see any of what y'all can see on here. I'm sorry, Tick. Okay. So I forgot to actually check which month this is. That is. Hold on. Okay, this is this month. I really should have checked that first. Okay, that's fine. Pretty sure that, yep, this is this month. Okay, so right here on the screen, those of you on the other two apps, you'll be able to see these months. Ignore this. I do not keep my calendar well updated digitally. So we have obviously next Tuesday will be the class on machetes, tools of the revolution. But on the 29th, I would like, because I know originally I had a couple different plans structured, but as I've been trying to be very adaptable to what's going on around us, I've learned that a lot of times, even if things that pop up that I think are going to be much more relevant and are going to be stuck on people's minds. So instead of trying to teach something that I just wanted to teach, I think it's more useful to really just kind of match up with what's happening when. But on the 29th, there's a holiday or something near there. There's some revolutionary day near there. I'll have to look it up. On the 29th, I wanted to see if anybody had any specific sessions they were looking forward to, because y'all are so patient and I love it. This is the other month. This is May right here. Because for May, I'll kind of look into where we are looking to end. We might end towards the end of the month. Maybe around May 20th. Seems like a good date. I don't know when my own grad classes end. I think we're ending like up here during Cinco de Mayo. So maybe May 20th. But just keep thinking about potential class day suggestions if you guys have topic suggestions, because there are a couple things I would like to teach about, but I know there are some things that some of you guys have really been kind of like itching to learn about, and so I want to keep that in mind. Now, that somebody just brought this up, which is about how disabled people can contribute to revolutions, and this is a really exciting thing, but I probably can incorporate it into another lesson because a lot of these things are going to be deeply related. So I'm excited about that. Okay, Hold on. Okay, I'm trying to go. I accidentally deleted one of my slides I had over here earlier. All right, guys, I lost my own train. Oh, jeez. Oh, okay, that's what it was. What do you guys? How many folks are still trying to catch up? Hey, Javilla. How many of you guys are still trying to catch up on past assignments, et cetera, et cetera? Because I think there were what, four total assignments. One of them I put on the app, but I didn't email it out, so people may not be able to do that. Hello, hello. How many people are caught up at all with assignments? Or just like you have no idea? It's okay if you have no idea. I just need to know. Actually, let me. That was the other question I had. Okay. You have one assignment to do. Okay, cool. A status from those of you on YouTube, Twitch, and I think those are the only ones. I thought I was too far behind. No, you're really fine. Just got here today, so seeing all the assignments today. Cool, cool. You're done too. It's totally fine. This is a new structure for me, new structure for y'all. Have to start from the beginning. That's okay. If you haven't done anything, as long as you sign up on this little formative link, it'll take you like immediately to there and you'll be able to see. I think I have the first 3 assignments on there, if not all 4. So you'll be able to go on there and like see everything really cute, really structured. So there'll be no stress. If you're starting from the beginning, that's totally okay. My requirements are very loose. I just want to make sure people are engaging and learning if I'm going to co-sign on the fact that they've learned something. You thought you were, you've done 3. Yeah, you're doing great, Leah. Okay. I think I've heard from most people in here then. Excellent. Okay. Now, what I'm going to ask for, with that being said, is I know I've talked about doing the individual groups. Now that I have software also that's encrypted that I like that's free for some of our meetings, I'm going to actually use it to schedule some of those group discussions. The biggest thing is I sent out something and I don't think the link worked properly, so I didn't get any feedback on it. I need to know what time zones you guys are in. 1 through 3, and wait, I put 6 on there? Oh, Jesus, I need to see if I put too many on there. No stress, Jer. Just, the first one's hella easy. Second and third one also really easy. Okay, so what time zones are you all in? You can just drop it in the chat, because with some of the scheduling, I need to be able to see where people are actually located. If I'm going to do some of the group conversations, I also want to see if it make a difference for anything, because like I don't think most of the people from the UK are on right now, but some of the people from the UK, you guys are so cool and everywhere. I don't know why I have people from the UK. It's cool. I have British citizenship too, so I shouldn't be too shocked. Okay, I see EST, I see EST. Cool. Other time zones. And if anybody's watching this as a recording, please still comment your time zone in the comments for me. Okay, multiple EST, EST. Any other time zones? Any time zones on TikTok? I really don't understand why it is not showing on here. Actually, wait, I have an idea to get this to show on TikTok. Hold on. Hold on, TikTok. I'm working on something new. And I have to like move this thing twice, but at least it'll work. There you go. You guys can kind of see something now. Oh. Okay, I think this is the smallest I can make it. All right, there we go. I was able to do that. Yay! I'm gonna have to like exit in and out every like 5 minutes, which is okay. Let's get this over. Oh, it's much easier. Okay, TikTok. I don't know if there's a delay. I don't. Oh, yeah, we're red now. Oh, when I tell you guys, I wish there was a way to get better Wi-Fi out here. I would pay so much money for just decent Wi-Fi. Not that I have that much money, but I would pay it for some good Wi-Fi. I don't know why the computer's not having any problems, but I'm glad. Okay, hold on, TikTok. Okay, TikTok. Okay, I think we're back on. Yay, I see green. Okay, I see an EST on TikTok. Anybody else? Any other time zones? So far, all I've gotten is EST and CST. Okay, I'm gonna assume not. Hello, PST. All right, there we go. Any other time zones? Any international time zones? Well, these can be international because Canada, but you know what I mean. Okay, I'm gonna assume that we've got it all. Now, with that being said, we're gonna ask about time in general. Now, I've been doing things in the evening. Let me plug my computer in because I think that's what works best for most people. I'm probably not awake enough to do other things earlier in the day because I was not blessed with a morning time. But I was going to see if there were any opinions in general on times at all. The reason why I picked this time was because I figured it would work for at least all the US time zones. Unfortunately for the UK, which is why some people from the UK are not on here, is because this is 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. right now. But for some of the folks, especially like the 15, 16, 17-year-olds, this was a good time for them. But I know that at least for the time zones for Central, Pacific, Eastern, that this worked okay. But are there any other times that people like more for learning? Whether it's 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Again, this is a feedback class, so there's no such thing as like a wrong thing. I'm just generally trying to get to know a little bit more about what worked best for other folks. Because I don't know, 7 o'clock to me for my time zone and 8 and so forth to me is always like perfect. 9 Eastern would be 8 here, which would be, can I not do math? Which would be 6 in Pacific. Which is why I figured that's not too crazy for the movie night. Is something slightly later, not too late. If I were to start 9 my time, that'd be 10 Eastern, and so on and so forth. But are there any just general thoughts on times? Oh, sorry, I thought I moved this on here. There we go. Couple more minutes. Couple more seconds. Okay, I realistically won't be able to attend if classes are on Tuesdays. Oh, that's okay. Okay, Nightingale, what days of the week do you do more? Because I've been trying to add on the secondary class. When I sent out a thing for the Thursday one, I didn't hear back, so I just assumed it was a no. Leah said this was great. Okay, so the 7 p.m. is then. But Nightingale, what about day of the week? Let me know what's going on when it comes to day of the week. Wednesday, Thursdays. All right. Okay, cool. That's good to know because then I can pick one of those 2 days to do an extra one. Also, at some point for the next semester, depending on how I'm going to structure things, it's skip days. What I was thinking about doing is doing like a class on a Tuesday, then the next class on a Thursday, next on a Tuesday, next class on a Thursday, to be able to kind of switch things back and forth and make sure that I can get a nice variety of folks able to hop on. Okay, with that being said, that is my next question then. Is I want to see, or I'm just decided to just copy and paste this because I realize it's actually kind of easier. Hold on. Okay, now be interested in continuing this. I wanted to see, here we go, what in terms of looking at a next semester we all be looking into, because I could continue distance class, or I could um uh oh good, okay, I'm glad you've been able to watch. I'm sorry if they're mildly chaotic. For next semester, I have 2 questions, and I'm gonna put them right here, which would be, uh, hold on, Tuesday. Now, I might have to change this if my grad classes end up picking a different day, but I don't think they will. Um, Okay, so these are my next 2 questions. Oh, I don't know if you can see this. There we go. Okay. Wait. Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you guys can see that on TikTok well enough. So, next couple of questions that I want to ask are for next semester. What I just kind of suggested. So, I was thinking about doing a rotating schedule, which I don't know if that's the term for it, but that's what I call it, which essentially would be hosting classes on Tuesday and then Thursday the following week. So, it would be, let me go back to our little calendar. It would be like having a class on like this day 1 week, and then the next week it would be this day, and then the next week it would be this, to try and see if I can accommodate a few more schedules. And I would also be able to do them at 2 different times potentially to see how that would work. And so the upside is it would allow for people that have completely different schedules to be on, but the downside is that people may be able to only to attend, you know, 1 class a week. I don't know if I'd reteach the topic. We'll see. I'm thinking through some of that a little bit more. Hey! But generally speaking, be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. You're not helping. Be. What do you all think about a rotating schedule? Or would you rather just stop it? Or would you rather just have Delilah? Oh my God. Delilah, stop. Come here. Now. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Come here. Nope. That's still not fully listening. Delilah. Oh, I know you could. She turned around backwards and is acting like she cannot hear me. You asshole. Trying to find something I can throw near her. Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay. Feedback, please, on the rotating schedule. Or would you rather we just do, I could do a makeup class here and there. So we could do I don't know if Tuesdays is going to be the exact thing, but it would be either Tuesdays or Thursdays because I don't really like doing things on Wednesdays. I feel like those are tiring days. Um, Maybe it'll be Wednesdays. I don't know. Regardless, would you guys have one day and then switch? What does that look like? I'm glad you guys these dogs because they get on my last nerves. TikTok, let me know if you guys are having any connection issues, but I'd like to hear from y'all too. Okay. What topic? I have so many topics in mind. Okay, thank you. Any other? Delilah! Oh my! She's staring into the sky, just barking. You're not even barking at anything. I saw what you. Don't come over and give me a happy stretch. Delilah does something called the happy stretch. When she's happy, she walks up and she stretches her legs either near you or on you, and it means she's very happy. But she's being bad right now because she just barked, walked over, and did the happy stretch. Don't act like you. No, she's turned around and she won't look at. I can't. You're all buttholes. Okay, so you guys don't mind the rotating schedule. You're a butthole too. Let me. Okay. Put thumbs up right here. Anybody can always have opposing on this. I just typed in thumbs up again. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, now about the topics. Different ways to get involved. Nice. And thank you for those who have been wanting to volunteer. I also finally picked an app that will allow for us to have like relatively encrypted messaging that'll be good for communications because as I've said before, I don't like the way Discord looks and I also am very confused by it. It just confuses me. I don't like it. And I also wanted something that was not on some of those platforms because I know that encryption has kind of been like a whole thing. So we have the app. It's actually pretty cool. Let me pull it up because I've actually forgotten the name of the app now. Hold on. Sorry, TikTok, you get to see all my tabs. And you see the fact that I have 6 videos of the exact same video open. Wait, where is my Safari? Oh, that's where my Safari is. Okay. Right, you also see my research on immigration. I have a thing I submitted the other day because I'm working with United We Dream on a video. So I've been doing a very, very deep dive onto that. Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up the name of the app. I really forgot what it was because I looked at so many. Some of you guys know I've been looking at apps 6 months for different things, and it gets very overwhelming. I sent an email, and they sent an email back, so that's how I can find the name. Chanty. Okay, here we go. It's called Chanty. Let me show you guys. Well, I don't know. It's not letting me. Is it sharing the tab? Because I don't know what it's sharing. That's okay. I'm just going to do this, and then I can just go back. So Chanty is right here for you guys can see. So it's got like really low cost. They've got a nonprofit thing that they're going to allow for me to do. So it's secure, easy use platform, blah, blah, blah. And it does like in-house video conferencing, which I really like. It has like task assignment. It's not ugly, which is nice because I really hate ugly apps. You can do task related like channels, due dates. It's like Monday.com and some of those, but it actually has like encryption, so they use it for healthcare things. I don't remember where I read something from, but they're actually like well encrypted. From what I know, I'm not super techy. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up some of these. So I'm just going all over. So yeah, it's got like something called Teambook, conversation actions, documents in there. It seems interesting. It says codes. I don't know what that means. Oh wait, Sarah lines of clean code. I really don't know what that means, but this sounds cool and useful. So that is the one that I've chosen. So I'm going to start sending out invites. But yes, please take a look. Let me know because I've gotten requests for people to actually, and it might be close to Slack, but it's not Slack. And I know that sounds really stupid, but that's enough for me to like it more because I hate Slack. I don't want to use Slack. I'm sorry. I don't care if that's not rational. Certain things that I have to use for too many other related things to where just being able to use something else to me it's such a relief. Plus, again, the structure seems very different from what I've been playing with on there. On the yes, please deep dive. Let me know. And there's some stuff it's like not listing on here. There's a whole bunch of stuff on here that I like. I think these reviews are like actually real because some of them are worded very, very funny. Seems like you got a great product. That's a real review. Because if it was a paid review, it would be so different. Okay, so yes, I know people have asked to be volunteers, and I have struggled to find a place to do that because the email scheduling everything, it's just a bit too much for me to have it all over. So I wanted one place where I can get files, I can assign tasks and stuff. Because I appreciate anybody who wants to help me do them. The way my brain works is a little bit chaotic. Like again, right now, for I don't know if I can share this on here actually. But right now, for what I'm working on for the immigration assignment, the immigration project to talk about like the disappearances, I legit have like 25 tabs open, and the sections I have for my citations are in 4 different sections in 4 different formats. And there's no reason for them to be in 4 different formats. I just can't pick one. So I've just been copying and pasting it in every single one. It doesn't make sense. So that's the way I work. Okay. So in terms of the topic, back to summons, we could do a topic that would be maybe a little bit more action based. I could do like an intro to organize. Well, I don't want to call it intro to organizing, but intro to I don't know activism maybe. I don't like the word activism either. I'm gonna. Why? Why? Stop it. Echo, I'm going to spray you with the water hose. Oh, I'm gonna spray you. Look at me. Look at me. Am I playing? I'm not. I have a water hose. Stop barking at that. It's rude. There's a car very far away that he's barking at. Okay. If you guys are sending messages right now, my thing is a little bit delayed, so I can't see them yet. But we could you take them for a walk, but they start throwing a fit too. We could do anything. I've done my deconstructing systematic racism series as miniature videos because it is just so much there. But I do feel like there may be different. Don't worry about length on the assignments. Just if you don't have a lot to say, that's okay. Truly. Like, I'm not trying to stress anybody out. Think through it. If you feel like you've expressed what you want to express, then you're done. If it takes you 10 words, that's fine. If it takes you 100, that's fine. I just want you to feel like you've taken something from whatever, the response is. So we could do the intro. Stop. Look at me. Look at me. Stop. Stop. Look at me. Stop. 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 What is your problem today? You've been grumpy. been grumpy as hell for a week. What is your problem? Grumpy. Stop looking at her. Stop looking at Delilah. Don't do that. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So we could do an intro to organizing class, but I don't know how useful that would be, quite honestly. I don't know if that's something folks need. Maybe that sounds naive, but you can only know what other folks need by asking, depending on who we are. I did once take an intro to organizing seminar, and it was probably a waste of my time ever. It was 2 days, and it just felt like it was not good. I hated it. So I don't know if that's something. Anyways, what do we think about intro to organizing? Are there other topics? It also may just end up having random lessons here and there, because occasionally I'm going to want to do a very, very, very deep dive into random history things. So feedback, please. Send some messages and let me know how you feel. If you guys have already sent a message, again, I think I'm delayed on my end, so I'm not seeing anything yet. This is kind of an interesting mix. I like it. Thoughts? Like I said, I can do a whole bunch of history classes. I mean, truly, I could do a whole separate history class. But I'm going to get the intro to organizing, and I may not call it intro to organizing, but I think the gist of it, maybe how to help people do like general structural work in the movement space. Because I think a lot of people don't understand a lot of things, which is valid. You know, even just when it comes to like security, having communication forms that are, you know, safe and secure, like other things. Non-violent communication topics. You're allowed to use your other folks' terms, because I probably will end up picking. How do I? Oh, there we go. I'm like big on. I spend a lot of time like naming things. I spend a lot of time naming things, so I always rename something anyways because I have a problem. Bow, bow, bow. More history. Now, would you guys want history if history is one of the options as like breaking it down? Because what I've learned is sometimes, like through my deconstructing systematic racism stuff, sometimes there's a topic that's not related to anything that I just really want to go into and I get excited about, it gets stuck in my head. Recently, I've been working towards like myth breaking in history. There are so many problems. For example, I did a small post on this and I haven't finished doing my video on it because I got distracted and I forgot. But like, this is not Nat Turner. Let me pull this up for those of you on TikTok. Here, I think some of you may know in general Turner is, you know, the what's considered to be, I think, is it the bloodiest slave revolt in history. Also fairly successful, depending on how you think about it. But this is the image that comes up when you look for Nat Turner, and this is not Nat Turner. This is not Nat Turner. This is a painting from like, it's either 30 years before Nat Turner, I think 30 years before Nat Turner was born, and it was done in England by a random white man. And this picture is called Head of a Negro. So this is literally not Nat Turner. This man painted a random black person. But whenever you look up Nat Turner, this is like one of the most popular images that pops up. Multiple book covers. You've got Instagram. You've got more Amazon book covers. America's Black Holocaust. Shut up! I hope it's not too noisy for you. America's Black Holocaust Museum. And then even swipe over here. Legends of America. Multiple Facebook posts. And then Frederick Douglass is popping up too, which is quite funny. But a lot of times when you search for things in relation to Nat Turner, a lot of places use this image, and this is literally not him. Now, it took me maybe like 5 hours to figure out exactly where the picture came from. Actually, it was only like 3 hours. No, it was one exactly where this picture came from. It took me longer to figure out what was wrong in the first place and some other stuff. But, you know, maybe an hour to find the source of the picture, and then probably another hour to make sure that the timelines didn't cross over with Nat Turner and the person in the picture, even though the person in the picture has never been identified. So in essence, what do you all think? Because I could either we could spend time focusing on like actually trying to correct aspects of historical disinformation and misinformation, or we could just teach history. It really depends. I'm looking to you all because, like I said, I have all the ideas in my head all the time, and so um, I have to get other people's opinions because if not, I just sit here with everything in my brain. Also, again, let me know if it's too noisy out here. Not too bad. The music is really quiet, but I don't know if it should be louder. Okay. More feedback, folks, please. Do you want general history? Debunking history? We can also just do in general contextualizing history. Debunking and probably just talking through things. Maybe that's what I'll put on here. Okay, I see one for debunking. Because like I said, I can teach a general history class, but I feel like I'm always going to have a point. You know, we can do more than that. Oops. Can you just teach history however you want and correct the BS if it comes up? Potentially. However, okay. Mix of it all. Okay. I love it. I will think about it and figure out a way because I probably could just, here's the thing, I can call it anything and then we can just do whatever we want. Indigenous Haitian revolts. I'm going to try, hold on, I'm going to put that on this semester, I think, because I have a couple of Indigenous revolts that I was going to make some short videos on. Like I said, this whole year has just been unreasonably busy for me because just like y'all can see here, very loud and sometimes people do not care that I'm doing something. Okay. Revolt. Okay. I'm putting that on the class for now, and then also, obviously, we'll touch on that for history stuff too. Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot of these comments too, just in case I need to make sure I have exactly what you guys said. Okay. You do like the idea of debunking because in U.S. school, a lot of stuff gets left out. That is true. Like even then, a guy made a really good video on this, and I love it when other people make videos that like I really love because I always feel like I don't need to be the only person, you know, have opinions on anything. But he talked about the fact that the "Ain't I a Woman" speech is actually not what happened. It actually was rewritten by a white woman, reported it a couple years later. Sojourner Truth said the phrase "Ain't I one woman" once, and the rest of it was actually like very well done. There was not broken English in it. The whole thing, the speech taught is factually incorrect. Like it's not the speech she gave. So I like it. So no, I appreciate what you said, critical intelligence. I think we're gonna do all of it. I like the idea of doing all of it, and it'll just be, yeah, we'll just do all of it. Because I can pick a topic and title it something, and that way we can do whatever comes up. I think that's more flexible, anyways. I think sometimes we'll need debunking. Sometimes I might history lesson, but to be quite honest, even if I'm just teaching a straight up history lesson, we're probably going to end up having to debunk things anyways because so much disinformation exists in the world. So, awesome of that. And then I can actually, I want to build out a syllabus earlier and have a real actual syllabus for you guys. Obviously, again, it might change, but I want to get in the habit of doing comes to certain aspects of teaching you all, becoming a better educator. Especially because I'm trying to get this accredited, I want to be able to submit. I want to have my program fully accredited so I can go back and even give you guys accredited credits, not just 501c3 certificates. So I'm going to be using this chaotic history. Hold on. Because being able to actually be an accredited institution would be really cool for me. Okay. Thank you so much. And I think that this is really great. Thank y'all. I think that was all I really had that I wanted to cover because I don't have any other slides. So I don't know. We got a few more minutes. We can sit here. Anything about literally anything you guys have to add, whether it's a topic, whether it's something I missed, a question, a concern, like literally anything. This is the most important stuff I wanted to go over. Does the office hour times work for y'all? Because I feel like people don't get on very often. Hold on. I'm actually going to ask that. Okay, hold on. Let me ask that. Do you all have a different preference for office hours? Let me delete that. Gunner, I swear. Because as of right now, office hours are on Tuesday. And I'll probably still go live then just because, but I'm wondering if a different time and day for the next month and a half would be better. So if you guys could take a minute. As of right now, you just hop onto one of my lives and I'm on there. I'm trying to do like an appointment-based system, but I'm not sure how that, because I know a lot of people do like to join through TikTok and YouTube. So the biggest problem is if I do them offline on like a Zoom or something, makes it a little bit harder because everybody can't join. That's why I don't mind for the movie discussion. I think it'll be nice to take that part and to just chit chat privately because people would have already been able to see it, but days, which depends on the week. But yeah, as of right now, office hours are just chill. You just come when I'm on one of them. We answer questions, chat. I don't have a paid Zoom account, and I refuse to pay for it because Zoom is just very irritating. So it's so irritating. So anyway, so I was looking at different ways to do it. On this software I used to stream to you guys now, there is a way where I can add people, but I think I can only add like 10 people at once. So if somebody wanted to come up and chat, I could do it, just only a few people at once. So I can also add that in there as a consideration. Those on TikTok, it looks like the service is good. So let me know if you guys on TikTok have any opinions on office hour times and days. Any other opinions on office hours? My Apple Watch is telling me that I haven't moved around enough. Any other opinion? Oh my God. Oh, it's certainly spring. Any other opinions, thoughts, concerns about office hour days or times? You can work with what's set here for now. Okay. If anything changes, I also don't mind like getting on randomly and having like individual conversations. I just can't put like if I put an official schedule up, I promise you it's just not gonna end up sticking. Um, this is like the most organized I've ever been with consistent times for other people for things. So I'm very proud of myself and excited about that because things have always been very, very kind of all over the place for me and my work and everything. Okay. So as of right now, we'll just leave it. Hold on, I can say days. Making sure I can actually understand my notes. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Literally anything about anything. Questions, thoughts, concerns. Nugget is now falling asleep. I think sometimes you bark and act bad so that I'll hold you and that you can fall asleep in my arms. I really think that maybe that's part of your. Is that why you do that? I don't even mean to pick her up as a reward. I have to pick her up because she won't shut up sometimes. Are you scamming me? Look at me. Are you scamming me? Oh, spoiled ass. Thoughts, anything. Literally anything about anything. This is like such a calming song. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I don't think it actually tells you what song is which. It just has random. Oh wait, no, it does have a timestamp. Cool. I'll send this if anybody wants it. Anything about anything, folks? Thank you. Nugget is being very spoiled, right? You're shoving your. She's being so dramatic. She's been like really upset about everything the last couple weeks. I feel like, especially this last week, she's been barking at every time somebody makes a sound she doesn't like. She's been barking at. I don't understand what her problem is. She's been much more authoritarian than normal. Ugh. Anything else, folks? Before I let y'all go, and then don't forget, movie night is on Thursday. So I think last time the way I did it, you guys didn't seem to mind. So we'll do it again. Except I will be streaming on Twitch this time. I'm trying to start using Twitch more. I just really didn't understand how to use it. But once I found out I could add it in on the same streaming software that I used to go live on a couple platforms at once, it made my life so much more wonderful. Very, very happy about it. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, siblings are trying to call while I'm on something. Okay. Yeah, but I got to learn how to use Twitch. I'm learning. I'm doing better. So they have some YouTube program I got into, and they're doing events, but they said the event in Dallas is full, and I probably won't be traveling when the other two events are happening. Also, if anybody's in Houston, I will be in Houston May 3rd for the event that Consciously and Jasmine's Garden are doing. The vibration sounded like it is a duck ringtone. I picked it because it doesn't sound like anybody else's ringtone for the most part, so I can tell that it's my phone. I'll be in Houston on May 3rd. I'm trying to start posting schedules when I go places because, like, I was in Vegas for a few days and I didn't tell anybody. I posted about it, but I was busy. I mean, I was working. Um, but I'd like to start doing more in-person things when I have a chance because I'm always all over the place. So I'll be in Houston May 3rd. Um, I'm in Atlanta very randomly, but I'll be in Atlanta halfway through July. I'll be in Ohio in July. Um, Mom, are you outside? Mom, I think I'm going to Florida at some point. My older brother just moved to Miami, but I'm trying to get my schedule together so that I can let folks know if folks want to do things. Because I really can't remember where else I'm going. I travel for work conferences because I sell clothes and accessories at conferences in person. So some of them are church conventions, some of them are like just all sorts of events. And my mom does a lot of work with some of the industries, so I go with her and I work while I'm there. So I'm always all over. Last year, I was in Philadelphia to New Jersey to Vegas to like 4 other places over like 30 days. It was a lot. So, anyways, I'll post that. If there's nothing else, then I hope y'all will be on here Thursday so we can watch our documentary and do our little discussion afterwards. I think it'll be nice. I'm looking forward to it. It's different. I'm excited. I hope the documentary isn't sad. I will say I will. I mean, it should be fine. I think y'all will really like it though, because we picked it together last week when we were on here. So a couple of y'all that are on here again, we looked at it and picked it together. And then, if anybody has documentary recommendations, documentary recommendations, please let me know. Like, send me a message. On the email I sent out, you can respond to that email. Um, you can always comment it, whatever you would like, because I tried to go through my documentary list again, and none of the list on Prime Video or Netflix actually have a category section, so I can't like sort it through by documentaries on anything, it seems like. So I have to just go through everything, and I add a lot of things to my list whenever I think anything is interesting. So trying to dig through has not been very effective. So if anybody has documentary recommendations for a documentary that they've seen or want to see, let me know. Um, Best viewers on Stream. I can't tell if that's a scam message. Anyways, okay, lovelies. I have to go get the other dog because it sounds like he's about to go bark at something he shouldn't be. Nugget is falling asleep. The fall of Diddy. Is that a joke? Because I don't care enough to watch a documentary about Diddy. We ain't got to worry about him. You'd like the accuracy behind the YouTube doc. Ooh, cool. Oh, I love fact checking a documentary. That sounds excellent. Okay, I took a screenshot of that. I definitely would not mind fact checking a documentary because I have beef with quite a few people. I met Henry Louis Gates and it was one of the worst experiences of my life. Also, that man lies a lot. Fully on stage at an event in the auditorium with a few hundred people, and he just flat out lied about like multiple historical. So wrong, very angry. I do be having beef with people that like publicly misinform people and don't seem to care that they've done so. So I don't mind fact checking a documentary. I hate misinformation and disinformation. It just really, really bugs me. It's one of those pet peeves. It is a bot, right? Okay, I couldn't tell if it was a bot or not. Hold on, I think I can just I just blocked it. I love learning how to block comments. Okay, y'all. Well, I wish you guys have a great night. If I told you to send me a message about something, especially those of you who need to make sure you're getting the emails, please. What did I say? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Please, look at what you started. Look at what you started. Please send me a message. I hope you guys have a lovely evening wherever you are. Get some rest, joy, happiness, all of the things. I shall. You found the email? Okay, good. Y'all have a good night. I love seeing y'all per usual. And please join for movie night. It's part 1 on Thursday, part 2 on Friday. So even if you just see the last part, I'll add a link where you'll be able to go back and like watch it on my screen recording software. So you'll be able to watch it. I'll add it in my bio somewhere. Okay. Mwah. Y'all are amazing. Have a good night. Peace out.